right, good morning to everyone. Which one of these discords is... Okay, this is the one. Okay. One here, and then turn the preview off. Alrighty. Let's go and see Grover. Good morning. My coffee right here. No ice today. For this one, I had a hot coffee earlier though. For anybody that might be new, my name is Tim. I go by Foamy Guy. We are working on CircuitPython stuff on the stream. If you do not know what that is, you can learn more at circuitpython.org right here. Basically, this is a implementation of Python that runs on tiny computers called microcontrollers. I will be using mostly this one, which does not show up in that list. This one right here, which is a Feather ESP32S3. But there are all kinds of different ones of these microcontrollers, and CircuitPython is software that runs on there that allows them to execute Python code. So when you run CircuitPython on these devices, all the devices on this page are the ones that support it. You plug it into your computer with a USB cable, and then it will show up like a thumb drive. There's a code file on that thumb drive. You edit the code file with Python code inside of it, and then the device will execute the code that's inside that file. That's kind of the high-level idea of what we're working on here. If you, like I said, want to learn more, circuitpython.org is a good place to do that. It's a fully open source project, so you can find all the code on GitHub. That should be linked from here somewhere, I think. Well, if you go to contributing, that's going to link you over to the libraries. But if you also just search CircuitPython on GitHub, you'll find the core repo as well as the libraries. There's also guides and stuff for contributing if you'd like to get involved, contributing your own code or helping with documentation or anything like that. We always encourage folks who are interested to get involved in those ways. And if you want help with that, you can come find us on the Discord and ask. CircuitPython is open source, but it is primarily funded by Adafruit. This is their website, adafruit.com. They're a hardware and software company based out of New York. They design and manufacture some hardware devices like the microcontrollers themselves. The device that we'll be using is an Adafruit designed and manufactured microcontroller. They also manufacture and sell things that you can plug into your microcontrollers to do stuff with. So, auxiliary devices that you plug in and can, link up with in your Python code and make more elaborate projects with. So head there, get yourself some toys. If you do, thanks for doing so, because by purchasing hardware from them, you're helping them obviously be able to help continue to fund CircuitPython development. Like, we don't have the camera live yet, so let's get that worked out. We're not going to need the light, probably, because we're going to be making lights. Got the quad stack soldered up last night. Other quadrupler there. And also, I got the DotStar Featherwing soldered up last night as well, so that'll be helpful for testing this with more stuff without needing to connect the wires for a DotStar strip, which is what we were trying to do before, which was not as easy. So the specific thing that I'm working on, I know I kind of went over the high-level bit there. Didn't I have a browser with this open? Did I abandon my browser somewhere? No, I guess not. Okay, whatever. The specific thing that I'm working on in the world of CircuitPython this week is the LED server that I have just recently published on GitHub. Basically, this is it's utilizing the HTTP server library. It runs on the microcontroller. In my case, like I said, the Feather ESP32 S3. It runs on there, and it's just a tool that presents you with an HTTP API that uses JSON objects being sent back and forth in order to control the LEDs. So you can send it commands like initialize an LED strip on a certain pin, initialize an animation to play on that LED strip, or just simply like fill the LEDs a certain color, or change only certain LEDs, certain colors. You can do all of that stuff just by sending it requests, HTTP requests over the network. Even more specifically, what I'm going to start with today, I think honestly, the first thing I want to do is actually some more of the documentation front. So I have this gigantic doc string here in the file, the main file for the library code, which is convenient in a way because that means that and this is the documentation of the REST API. So lots of the Python code is documented with, doc strings and things. Well, maybe that's not entirely true, but usually what we would see is like, Python code documented in this file so that it shows up in the doc strings. Down here we've got some that are actually documented. But this giant chunk up here is not actually documenting the Python code. Instead, this is documenting the API. So the Python code implements this API. This is telling you what to send to that server in order to achieve what you want. So like this one here says .stars, says .stars when it's supposed to say .stars. It tells you here's the URL that you're going to send your request. Here's the type of request. It's going to be a post request. The details, like a description of what it does. Initialize the strip with .stars of .stars with one or more pixels. There are some required arguments. In this case, the data pin, the clock pin, the pixel count. You need to pass those in your JSON object when you send the post to here. There are a couple optional arguments, ID and quargs. If you choose to pass those in, then they will have certain other capabilities. Essentially, this will allow you to kind of name the strip to be whatever you want, to refer to it later by that name. Quargs will allow you to do things like change brightness or pixel order or stuff like that. It's going to return an object to you, in this case with a Boolean for whether it was successful. Then it's going to give you a string with the strip ID, which you're going to be able to use that strip ID in the future to send your next request in order to tell it to do something, to turn the lights on, to turn the lights off, to set certain colors, to play an animation, whatever you want to do. You're going to tell it which strip to do it on by giving it back this strip ID. Then it goes on to give you like an example of a request body, an example of a successful response, and an example of an error response. There are more possible error responses. This is not comprehensive, but that's kind of what we have, and we have this for every single endpoint. So this one was the initialize .stars endpoint. There's also initialize neopixels. There's also setting the pixels, doing the animations. All these things are in this massive doc string, and I think that I want to move it out of here. It's nice in a way because it shows up in line here in the docs. If we go to this, like all this stuff is kind of here, and then here's these sections documenting the API, which is really nice to have this in line here. But it is making this code file kind of massive. $134 bytes. That is not accurate. Okay, this is in the example, right? That's not the right file. This is the right file up here, and it's currently 42 kilobytes, and a lot of those 42 kilobytes are this one massive comment. So I think I'm going to move this out of here. I also think that I kind of prefer Markdown to RST personally. So I think I'm going to change it over to Markdown and store it somewhere outside the code file. Maybe we just start up a API doc.md for now. Figure out where to stick it later on, maybe like specifically, like maybe it, I don't know if it needs to go inside the docs folder. Ultimately, I want to still try to be able to have it show up here, although I don't know if this, like, maybe that's going to be mad about mixing Markdown with RST. Is it? Maybe I should just keep it RST for now. Maybe we should work on one thing at a time, just get it out of this file, and then maybe later on we convert it to Markdown. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's just keep it RST. That way we're not changing too much of the syntax right now. I can rename this, but it's going to try to like search for usages. Early, what do we want to do? Ooh, what do we got there? Soldering last night too? Nice. Bunch of soldering going on last night. Let's grab a bigger one of this. Copy that. Looks like, is that a teensy stamp there? I got too many browsers open right now. We're on this one here. We're on the left one. Gotta try to remember. We're on the left one. Nice. It's got, looks like mount for some sort of microcontroller there. And then is this a like Eurorack thing basically? You'd have plugs somewhere from the front. See what you said. Was soldering last night. Here's one of 5 boards from yesterday. Did a reflow test, adding through-hole parts today. Oh, okay, so you did all the surface mount yesterday. I gotcha. Nice. Do you use an oven, or do you use just a hot air gun or something like that? I've not ventured into the world of the surface mount soldering just yet. I attempted one like relatively big surface mount thing and failed pretty poorly, and have not gotten back to it yet. Although I was trying to do it with a iron with a thin tip, which I think probably I need to give up that idea and definitely switch to the paste and either go with like a hot plate or an oven or the air gun. So like you got the little blink on there. Did you hand place all? You don't have a pick and place or anything, do you? Did you hand place all this stuff? Dang. You're a wreck with Itsy Bitsy, and then a TFT. Uses a combination of hot air. You used a combination of hot air and the hot plate. Nice. Stuff is so small. It's crazy. Nice. That's looking cool. RSP. I think I'm just gonna take like all of the. And take all of this pretty much, I think. All of the API documentation. That'd be kind of a lot. So it was 42K. We'll see what size it is after we cut this out. I don't know how these doc strings interact with MPY. I don't know if this gets retained. Because, like, I suspect it might, because multi-line strings... Oh, I can't take this. I need to go... Yeah, I need to go like this. Multi-line strings would have to be retained because they're valid Python, but maybe it's like because it's not... Maybe because it's not put into a variable, it like knows that it's not used or something? Okay, that's very green. Why did it do that? Yeah, I guess that's just the way this looks. Weird. What a strange color of green for that. Okay, so then how would we include this? Because right now I think it will no longer be in the docs. So if we try to go back to like here, build the docs again, we're not gonna have any of this stuff anymore. Now our docs are tiny. We only have the Python code documentation. How do we want it to appear, I guess, maybe is one question. I think we want another top-level thing. I mean, we want it to be featured pretty prominently. Auto module. So can I do, like, just include a RST file or something? I don't know if this is, it's probably not from the root of the, I don't know if that's gonna work. We might need to put this inside the doc folder. Or what, members? We might not, I don't know if we would need members. I don't know what members does. Treated as error, general API information. That's part of the, okay, that's part of the stuff in here, so. Unexpected section title. Is it mad because everything is indented? Yeah. Okay, yeah, there we go. Do we want that? I almost want that above. Do I want that above? I mean, maybe we keep it below because the Python section is so small. I don't know. We also have like this general section at the top here, general API information. It gives you some terminology. Like whenever it's referring to pixel or strip, it's trying to just tell you what that means. Oh, this is all wonky though, right? It's like bold-ish and then no longer bold here. It's probably the new lines got broken or something. I mean, we don't really need it to be bold. I'm not sure why. Or why it ended up bold. Difference. I kind of prefer those with the new lines so that the actual file itself is kind of like legible as well without scrolling. I guess you could turn on word wrap, I guess, is the answer to that. 2-minute video of the mini hot plate. Nice. Be integrator. Hand placed, usually applied paste with a toothpick, but spurged for a stencil on this one. Yeah, without the stencil would be crazy. That is definitely a feat of patience and dexterity. Stencil, you get it along with the PCB. Is that how that works? You order it kind of like at the same time? I've never actually done the I've ordered a couple custom PCBs from Oshpark, but they were always like other designs, and also they were always through hole. I didn't have anything that was surface mount on there. Assume you basically just get that at the same time, and they send you it with the boards, basically. Oh, all those resistors on the side there. Whoop, there it is. I love how they all kind of like just put themselves in the right space. It's interesting how they all just kind of like snap to attention once it crosses the line on the temperature there. What is the, this is like, okay, it's pretty small, I guess. This is like, those are 10 millimeter or whatever breadboard it is, so that's like 6 pins. But yeah, it's probably, this whole thing is probably smaller than a breadboard. It's kind of funny. People say smaller than a bread box. Sent the Gerbers to Osh. Stencil, separate order. Oh, okay. You have to do that one. Interesting. Yeah, that's it's crazy how they can manufacture stuff like that, those little stencils. Is it aluminum or something? I don't actually know what they make them out of. Guess we're gonna be doing this. I noticed it did get rid of my colon, which... Oh, no. Okay, I got rid of it because I switched it with a dash. That's right. Hyphen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is how we like it. Yeah, no bold. I don't know. There's probably a better way to do like a list or something, maybe, but I don't really know RST that well. I don't really know RST at all, truthfully. Luckily, a lot of this stuff down here is already looking pretty good. It's not, didn't get messed up. Class methods, this could get deleted now. I had put that at the bottom because after that section of the docs, it went on to the Python code docs, but do we probably want that, don't we? Stencil's usually laser cut stainless. Oh, okay. A little thin sheet of stainless steel. There we go. Okay. At some point, I'll try to add like a table of contents or whatever. Like it would be nice if up here there would be, and maybe even over here. Oh, this actually worked pretty well. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, we kind of got this for free. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I do like that. Doesn't... I mean, it links you right to there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Nice. I do think it would be nice to have those links at the top somewhere here, though, like... Well, you do get them in this list, but then once you... I guess where I'm thinking is once you click into here... Like maybe up here, it might be nice to have sort of a table of contents that links you down to these sections down here. I know you already will have it on the left, but I feel like I look in this area a lot of times on the docs at the top here for the links to deeper into it. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, let's say also let's link over to this in the README maybe. So README here. Let's say is there an extra space here? Can you link these? Oh wait, this is actually in the root. Probably did that backwards. I don't know, maybe not even backwards, maybe just broken altogether, but either way, it's not working. Oh no, where did okay, they're there. Okay, right, yeah, I think links actually need to be like this kind of thing. Okay, so the text you want goes, here we go, we can just grab this whole one. Documentation. The link you want to go to. I don't know if that's going to work as a relative link like this, but we'll see. I don't know if this would even, that one works, I guess, but I don't know if that would be expected to work in here. We'll have to see what it does when it's on GitHub. We want, I would like to make it bigger if I could. I don't know. Thing is, like, they have headers are basically this kind of deal. I guess I could try that. Not really a header. I just want it to be bigger, though, is the thing. All right. It's fine. I like that. Okay. What did we fail to... This fail? That's something we can fix before I push. Highlight stuff. Okay, let's try that. Wow. Failed pilot. Bad. Okay. Necessary pass statement. Fair. The import bearer. Is that somewhere? That I thought I had fixed. Let's double check that our device doesn't have a more newer version of the code. Yeah, we don't have the extra bearer import. Tricky part here though is did I change anything else? And I already have changes here with, well, but that's cutting the docs out, I guess. Did I change anything else? That's a bummer. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. Bear with. Which one is which, though? Copy. Get to see the full path. Well, okay, we cut the pass out of the local one. So this is the one with the real name, and this is the one with the copy in its name. And then did I actually go ahead and delete that already? No, still there. Wait a minute, then why is this different? I wish I would not have changed it in both places. This is different now. What is this? RGB server. Not even supposed to be here. That's part of my problem. This shouldn't even be here. It definitely shouldn't be open. This is the version with no copy in the name, and it does not have the extra bearer. Okay, this was pylinting a file that I did not know was here and was not really supposed to be here. Okay, let's just rerun that. Fair enough. Now we're good, actually. You don't need copy. That's how I got confused. It was pylinting a different version of that copy, of that file, rather. I actually do have this already cleaned up. It does not have pass. It does not have two bearers. It does currently pass pylint. We did delete the docs out of it. That stuff over. Also added some more examples since the last time I edited that out. Yeah, that's good. Wait, didn't it? Oh yeah, it failed reuse on a bunch of this stuff. It's not commit yet. IT on all of them. I almost want to make a script to do this, but I'm sure I would spend more time making the script than actually just doing it. It's too bad I didn't think to do it before I copy-pasted a million of these things. So these are all example client code files. Just one of the things I want to do in the library is provide a bunch of different languages of client implementations that send requests to the server. I have CPython with requests. I have shell with curl, curl, the terminal program. I'll make CircuitPython requests examples. And then we also have these HTTP client. This is a JetBrains HTTP client syntax. I don't know how many other people will use, but I've been using it for testing and it's convenient. I already have a bunch of them, so we might as well put them in the repo. How's it going, Paul SK? Good morning. Okay, that should be quite a bit happier on the reuse, hopefully. Still failing one API RST. Okay, fair enough. Wait, that's weird though, because README doesn't have that, does it? Huh. Why is that required? Code of con. Oh, I was say code of contact doesn't have that. Though it does. Is there like, do I need to not use a code license? Can I just use a code license? Somehow different? That's fair. I guess MIT is like more to software, right? Because it's like absolving liability if you use it, essentially. Which this is not used in the same way. It's documentation, right? You don't execute it. Well, in our case, we do. We kind of do build it, so it's like it gets compiled. It doesn't really get executed, but. Stuff. Okay. That will pass. Next, I think we just maybe keep going on adding animations. So the animations are a little bit slow going. I've been adding one at a time and then testing to make sure that they actually work. Like theoretically, I could probably just compile this full list and add everything and they should all work as long as we give them the right names. But I've been doing kind of one at a time and testing. Pulse was the last one we did. I haven't not been going in order though. So I have blink, color cycle, comet, rainbow, pulse. We don't have chase yet. Let's get chase. So the way this works is we need basically this string here, which represents kind of like where it's at inside the library. Then we also need the name of the class to go here. And then here we just need kind of like quote unquote human readable one. I've just been using the lowercase version of the class name basically. Should be good for chase. Save that. We're actually going to go over to our device. Is that overwrite? What are we running? This is .star test code. Or stack is a little bit too large. Let me move the NeoPixel one closer. Or if I was going to be able to get that one without picking it up further. What kind of example do we want to make first? So the thing is that these ones, the HTTP client ones, those can turn into the curl ones very easily. In fact, it'd be nice if I could script that. I don't know if that's possible, but these basically compile into the curl ones. There's a function in there to do it. I don't have too many of the CPython ones. In fact, I don't have any animations going here yet, so let's do that. I want to, let's say, init animation chase. Okay, I do not know the IP. Let's get that by running the actual code. Is 227. Pretty good there. So now we can, well, we get to choose what we want to init. I will just go with the NeoPixels first. Those are on pin D6. That's going to be this featherwing down here. Success there. So here we're going to say, let's initialize an animation. It is going to be init animation. Still failed. Paradox, warning treated as error, level inconsistent. Title level inconsistent, API docs RST 70. Didn't I build the docs? Really not, okay. Keep going with this first though. Wish I could scroll up higher. Wish you could get to this link to go back quicker and easier without scrolling all the way up. Oh, why doesn't it show me? Why doesn't it show me how? Why doesn't it show it rendered? How come when I'm on README RST, it's like all rendered? Oh, this is Markdown. Okay, this is Markdown, not RST, so this is probably wrong here, I guess. I don't know the proper one for RST. What's annoying is that made it pass reuse, but it made it fail to render correctly here. Yeah, That's totally broken in this as well. Are there even comments? That RST has some of the strangest. See, but it's also, I'm supposed to have a line. Put empty space, hopefully? Goes. I was hoping to actually be able to look at it nicely. I guess we could go back to here. Animation, we need to give it strip ID, animation ID, animation, and quargs. So for us, strip ID is just D6. Animation ID is going to be whatever we choose. I'm going to call it D6 chase. Quargs, we will pass some, but I'm not sure which ones. Animation will be chase. And the quargs, we actually need to look here. So we can give it a speed. We can give it a color. We can give it a size, spacing, and reverse. Okay, should initialize it for us. Nope. 401. Didn't give us a JSON response. Okay. Two things. Let's do not. Okay. So it sent us back nothing. It's not valid JSON. 401 unauthorized. Oh, right, because it's trying to get this. Did I add that last time? But also the init neopixels worked. Do you know how I added it? Was I did the how to add it in here. It's actually incredibly inconvenient, and I searched around for a better way to do this. Did not actually come up with one. It's actually really annoying. Because now it's like, I don't want to put this on every single example script. It should not be tracked independently like this. So I know that this is best practice, but we're not doing it anymore in this file because I don't want to have to do it for every single script. And I did not find a better way to do it when I searched last time. There's like .env, which is a project that's supposed to help you be able to do this, but I don't know if it interacts with running inside PyCharm. I think running inside PyCharm makes it not work correctly, basically. So like I could run in the terminal instead of running with the run, but it's also kind of inconvenient. Switch to although one, we should not, I mean, it's 401, I guess. I don't know if we really need to split this out, I guess. Action error. That's correct. I don't have LED animation. My mouse battery is dying. We should maybe try to catch that earlier, or be maybe just more gracefully. Like ideally we don't want to crash the server if the user tells us to initialize an animation, but they don't have the animation library. We want to just return them an error that says don't have the animation library. Can't do that. 728 inside poll. Helpful? 14. It's not actually a bad request, though. Would be internal error? There we go. Have initialized animation 6 chase. Make a not for sure if we'll actually end up with one of these for every single animation. Maybe we don't want to do quite that many, but our animation needs to put the animation ID here. Ours was D6 chase. I think we don't really need to send it any data. Yeah. Chase is a bit weird in this case because it's in a grid, so it's basically just giving us these little worms of two or three that are just continually going across, and then in our case each row kind of has independently their own. Be able to use this set prop thing to change it. So let's try to change the color. It's got to go to animation, animation ID, and then set prop. Animation, animation ID, set prop. And the only data is name and value. Red. I don't know why I commented that out instead of just doing it. Ooh. Got success true, but it actually crashed the string isn't a tuple or list. It's true. Definitely a fact. Doesn't, it's gonna need special logic to know that it's supposed to convert it. Because it's a color. Yep. Had not thought about that, but it's gonna need that. It's gonna need special logic for color. Oh, interesting. It doesn't fail until you call animate. That's interesting. It allowed us to set the property, but then it failed when the next time we called animate. Yeah, basically we just say if it has adder, whatever the name that they told us, then we attempt to set adder, that name, that value. The thing is, though, if it's a color, we actually need to do something different here. Just to convert that. Yeah, that's what we want right there. Initialize pixels, initialize the animation. Start the animation. Oops, I accidentally ran start instead of initialize. If I would have read the error, it would have told me that. Then I did it again. Now it's initialized. Nope, now it's not. Do it again, but this also rebooted for some reason. Now it's initialized. Now it's running. Now it turned it to red. Cool. Let's get this dot star turned off for now. There's actually more. It's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 by 12. That is off the top of my head, but luckily Python can do math for us. Pins are different. Clock pin, data pin. This device has them as, I don't know which one's which, actually, though. Clock is 13. Data is 10. Nice. You can leave that out. I don't think we need that for this one. I mean, I don't think we need it for the other one either with the strips I have, but. Oh. I don't know why it did that. First of all, brightness is on 0.01, so like, why is it almost as bright as the sun? But secondly, why did it change anything at all? Shouldn't really have changed anything, I don't think. The 401 unauthorized for the same reason. The header here. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is old. Okay, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Hot starter has no right. 390. What? Oh, I unplugged it. What is this? I usually see that. I think. What was it? 390. Blank pixels. I mean, it should probably be checking auto right, I guess. Why do dot stars not have right though? Shouldn't the API match? So why did the brightness not work? Legibly has brightness. Legibly has auto right as a boolean. I have brightness here. Show. Is it seriously right for neopixels but show for dot stars? Show on both. What's the difference between show and right? Oh. Okay. Truth is, I just should have never been using right, I guess. It's tricky. I wish this would change to be auto show. But I also think neopixels and dot stars should match. So I think if neopixels are going to have right, even if the docs say not to use it, I feel like dot stars should also have right. And the docs can say not to use it. Oh, you know, that's annoying because we actually have, I don't know, I use that term, that's annoying. Really, it's not annoying. I shouldn't say that about stuff like that, but it's something I had not considered. Let's just put it like that. It is something that I had not considered or known about. But I actually have an HTTP endpoint that's called write because that's calling write. So this should probably be show instead of write. And then now I get the task of, do I want to have both or not? And I think we just go with only show. It's awkward that it's auto write. This is the only one. Yeah, I still don't know why the brightness didn't work. As brightness 0.1. Are we not passing quarks? Let's make sure we're passing quarks properly in the init.stars. All right. That's weird. I don't know why it didn't, I don't know why it was so bright last time, or why it, like, turned on a few of the pixels. Like, it made a weird design. Yeah, see, as soon as I turn them on, some of these turn on, but they're like full brightness. Like, what is that about? I should go through and change all of these. No, something is horribly broken because that should be filling all with one color, and the brightness should still be much lower. Really annoying. I just did again, but this time it's annoying because it's like eye piercing. Okay, also it's annoying because it doesn't go away when it resets. Like, those are a little bit more fair things to call annoying, though. In this context, I can't see red anymore. Let's see. Brightness, strip ID, is that going to be the same? Really have the API memorized yet. brightness and then strip ID. Just send it brightness. Like random too. Different ones turn on. And it thinks that it's successful setting the brightness, but nothing changed. Okay, well, nothing changed was better than what is apparently one of the alternatives, including turn every pixel on as bright as it can possibly go. The neat thing to do. Some that failed entirely to fill these. Okay. It's generating a lot of heat. Okay, dot stars are incredibly messed up for some reason. Why are the dot stars so messed up? Uncommitted changes. Need to change the examples to use show instead of write. But before that, we are going to step back and try to figure out why the dot stars are completely messed up. Maybe I got the pins wrong? You got the pins backwards? Would it would it cause what we saw? I don't random. All of these have random colors. Just change it once it's in here. Clock. Why are there 700 pins? What on earth happened in that doc string? I don't know. I just clock first though, which we said was D13, D10 for data. We have, did I count wrong? Is it not 6 times 12? Would that make it messed up? Let's not rely on my counting. Didn't I have this open before? 72? 6 times 12. Or maybe it was, maybe it doesn't like having the math there. Any reason why that would, see any reason why it wouldn't, but. Let's go. So let's get rid of some stuff. All this. Any randoms? Any 4 dots? Do hexes not work? I mean, they must, right? There's no work. So that's not green, first of all. And it is obviously brighter than the sun. Okay. Oh my gosh, you kidding me? It turns on. First, it turns on automatically, obviously, because CodePy. And I can't edit CodePy because I just unplugged it. There's too many dot stars on this thing. The brightness is kind of getting to me. It's really bothering my eyes. Something on top of it, I guess. It's actually not quite as bright this time because it only turned on 1 or maybe 2. I can't actually look at it to tell for sure, but I don't get why we're having such like non-deterministic behavior. These have to be wrong. Either those are wrong or my hardware is bad, right? Like those are probably about the only options here. And I could have swore 13 and 10 what we saw, but actually say, so I guess what I'll do is an image. Thirteen and 11, not 10. Bye. Yeah, that is a little bit more reasonably brightened. Can't quite handle the ultimate brightness here. The ultimate dimness, I guess, because we're on 1% brightness, and then we're also using a dim color. Did I seriously just guess the first number that actually draws something when I did this the first time? There's no way, right? 80 does. We were pretty close though. That's interesting. Okay. Also, I've had the chat covered up a minute. I gotta run to the restroom. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. All right, let's fix our examples because a bunch of these are wrong now. Ooh, I still have spots on my eyes a little bit. Pretty much everything that's dot stars. Maybe we should have like different folders? You know what though? I think actually this is actually really good news, I think, because pretty sure the reason, as you can see here, I have basically the same kind of thing open on my other browser window. I think that maybe why I got confused is because I was also thinking about this, and I was thinking that they clashed. I was thinking that they both try to use the same pin. But they don't. This uses pin 10, which is actually awesome because I was thinking that I was gonna have to change the SD card chip select pin to use something else because I thought I was using pin 10 for the dot star featherwing. That's not true. We actually have pin 11 on the dot star featherwing and pin 10 is open. So we could plug in this ADA logger, which I do actually have here, conveniently off camera. So I was thinking it'd be cool to have the ADA logger because it has an SD card slot, and you could conceivably save configurations. Like maybe we could have a way where the user can say, like, save a file on the SD card, and then inside that file, it tells it the startup configuration to say, like, you know, initialize NeoPixels on pin D5, initialize dot stars on 13 and 11, which we now know. That way there could be, like, automatically start up with whatever they want. Oh, I really just crashed that by loading this? Okay. Which is an idea I was thinking about before, maybe storing it in NVM storage, but I'm always a little hesitant to use the NVM storage for stuff because I know it has like a limited-ish write, life cycle of like how many times you can write to it. So Sometimes I'm skittish about making stuff that wants to save to there, but an SD card is kind of like not really as big of a deal, I don't think. We can write to that a lot more. And even if it craps out on you, SD cards are like $3 or something, right? Like a small one is not very expensive. And a small one is like gigabytes of space, which is a lot of text we could store. That's actually really cool that those can go together. That's not what I want to necessarily work on right this instance, though. I want to find all the dot stars basically and fix all of these. Okay. Okay, so we can go back to the server so that it's not trying to like find me. So init.stars should instantly turn them off. We will go, so we could go fill.stars. Wait, no, what did we init for brightness? So we said, it says 1% brightness. So we should not be very bright. This is actually fill to off. So really nothing should happen if we run this. It's a good sign. And we saw before like 80, around 80 was like the lowest that it could actually show when it's on 1% brightness. Nice. So we'll keep it nice and low here before we burn any holes through the ozone layer or something. Okay. This is all looking pretty good now. Now that we're using the correct pins, and it's behaving in a deterministic fashion, it's looking pretty good. We can change the brightness. Let's fill it with, let's say like this. Let's fill it with blue. Let's then change the brightness to 2%, twice as much. Nice. Yeah. Cool. Brightness is good. Let's go set pixels. We can go, yeah, blank true. Let's do that. Nice. Oh, interesting. They start counting at the bottom or something? What are the what are the first three? They are. They do start counting at the bottom. Do you think it zigzags or starts back here? Let's try what, so it's 11, so let's try 12. Is 12? Where's 12? Okay, it starts back. So it goes all the way across here, then it comes back. It resets like a typewriter. It doesn't snake its way back and forth. I mean, it goes back and forth, but it snaps back, not flows back. Okay, let's do the chase animation on dot stars. It would be nice to maybe make these into a like test suite that we could run. It would just go through and do like one of everything to make sure it's all working. Should wear safety squints if you're gonna run that though. It's like it might blind you. It goes crazy. As we learned before, what is the ID of this animation? It's gonna be or the strip I mean, it's what's it? 13D11. Can I get this? Yeah. I wonder if maybe we should automatically do. I think this is like required. I think if you don't pass this, it will give you an error. But maybe we could have it be optional, and if you don't pass it, then it will just be this combined with this. The strip ID works like that. The strip ID, you can optionally give it whatever name you want. So you could make this part of your project. You know, if you're wearing it on a costume and it's like the helmet or something, right? You could give it any name you want when you initialize it. If you don't, then it will just give you the pins. Whatever pins you used will become that. And so this could just be the pins plus the animation by default. That's probably a good idea. I'm gonna make myself a notes file. It's gonna cry because it doesn't have it's gonna cry because it doesn't have the license in it. D13, D11 chase, we'll say speed is fine, color, that's fine, size, let's change the size. We have way more pixels now, so let's say size maybe 4, spacing 4, let's go 4 and 4. Reverse, false, I don't know what reverse does. Okay, initialize. Nice, now we can start animation, which we don't have one yet for dot stars. I don't know, it's kind of weird that I have dot stars in a bunch of the names, but not NeoPixel in the other ones. We will eventually organize the... Okay, that looks pretty cool. Maybe eventually we'll organize the examples better. Oh no, I don't have... Let's change the color to pink. Let's change the speed. Should be, I think this will make it faster, because I think the speed is actually like the delay. Yeah. This would be slower. This would be twice as slow as it was originally. Which makes it feel very chunky. Speedy one better, I think. Let's do another one. So we could basically do any property is the cool thing. It's kind of dynamic. So let's say, what was it? It's like, what was it? Space in between something? What was the one? Spacing. Oh, let's find out what reverse does. Oh, this, oh yeah, it's Python. Oh, fair enough. That makes sense. Spacing 3 instead of 4. I think it changed, but I didn't really see exactly what happened. Ooh, I don't know. That time I'm less convinced that it changed. Oh, if I would read invalid property spacing. So maybe you're not allowed to set spacing as a property. Maybe you're only allowed to do it as a argument when you initialize it. Yeah, we have bar color. We have space color. Space color. Oh, does that mean we can have alternating? Oh, but it's not going to work because it's not equal to color exactly. We should make this condition... Oh, don't open secrets. Should make this condition... that's not going to work if I just search color. Let's say if color in name. So it would work for color, it would also work for space color, background color, any kind of, as long as it uses the word color in the property, then we'll assume that it wants a color object type. Not really an object, it's either hex or, well, I mean, if it's a tuple, it's an object, but digress. Okay. Initialize the dot star. Initialize the chase on the dot stars. Start the chase. The dot stars. Oh, it rebooted. I don't know why it rebooted. If that happens again, we probably turn off auto reload for now. Init the dot stars, init the animation, start the animation, set prop. Here we go. Space color. Now we can go 0x ff00. So we could get pink and green back and forth if I understand what this is talking about. Failed. String is not callable. Bar colors. Did I name it wrong? Base color. Did I say colors? Base color. String object is not callable. It still feels like it didn't translate it right. It feels like it got the string. Oh, this is backwards. Not. Because we have value by itself if this condition is true. Our condition used to say if color is in name. Obviously what we want is if color is not in name, then we do raw value by itself. Else, if color is in name, then obviously that is going to be when we want to convert it. Every time. Backwards logic. So there we go. Let's go. I want one script that does a bunch of things now. So we can init the animation, we can start the animation, set prop. Still failed. Int object is not callable. Trying to call an int again? I probably have MPY files of these. get Python ones so we can read them. Okay. Where were we failing in there? So that was into... That's interestingly, it's not directly in space color, which is kind of what I expected. So inside, hold on. This maybe does not do at all what I'm thinking. Generate the spacing color for the nth bar color in the chase. Oh, okay, yeah. Does not at all do what I'm... What? The pixel group you set the spacing color for. Which pixel in the group get the spacing color for? But even more importantly, if we look at the code in here, there is no code in here. This is not doing anything. This is just returning 0. So for one thing, we're not giving it the right arguments, but it doesn't do anything. It's also not a property, it's a static method, so this is all kinds of what's never going to work. Reverse is a property, so we are allowed to do that. That's the only property, though. Well, it's not the only property. It's the only property that's on this animation chase, specifically. If we went up to animation, then we would find, I think, like speed and bright... No, not brightness. Speed and color might be it. Peers. I don't know what that does. Peers are drawn and then shown together. Freeze. That's kind of interesting. I don't think that's not exposed right now in the HTTP API. I don't know why we have a fill here. That seems weird. You could always just get it from pixels. Color, speed. Color and speed are the only two that are on animation, basically. Bar color. See, this is pretty weird. We have def bar color, a function that is declared inside of the chase object. But then in the draw function, which is a different function in the chase object, we have a internal function. Oh, this is actually bar colors, though. This is different. This has the S there. I don't know how that works exactly. It makes it seem like maybe you can have multiple colors, but I'm not quite following what that... It's weird, these are yielding. I don't get how what that's doing or how that works. Bar colors. That's calling this function. Bar color. It's only a getter, seemingly, because it doesn't... Not a property, first of all, it's just a function. The pixel group to get the color for. The pixel number in the group to get the color for. I don't know, it makes it seem like I guess you could get colors out of the... I'm assuming the lines of on and off. It doesn't seem like you can set the color. And I'm not sure, as far as I can tell, that color would always be it would always be whatever self.color is, or it would be off, black. Maybe something extends this and does more with it. Anyway, it does seem that chase is working, now that I know that there's like, these things are not gonna work how I assume. Custom color chase. This, I guess, yeah, if we would have read on, this is probably the one. If we want to do multicolors, we probably need to do it with this one. So big. Yeah, this one is extending chase. So maybe those work in the subclass to do different stuff. A lot for one word. This one, so this is going to be weird. It gets colors. Yeah, I think we'll probably need to add some code to handle that. Does have default though of rainbow, so we should be able to just initialize it without passing anything, and it should at least like work. Animation. We'll do no colors. Does it have these things? Yeah. All that stuff's the same. Okay. And then, yeah, it overrides bar color. It might be cool if these were properties that you could set. Script not initialized. Oh, you know what? It reset again. Okay. Oh, I probably should have called it. Probably should have called it something else. Oh well, that's fine. This makes it actually easier because we can do this now, and it will start. Ooh, that's fun. That's interesting. The spacing we chose makes those nice diagonal lines compared to the last one. Should be able to fill this, but I think the animation will keep running. Oh, no, you know what? It won't, because this will put it back into pixel mode. Nice. But we could start the animation again if we wanted. This one did not end up working. Change speed. Can't change color yet. We're gonna need to tweak the code for color because it's not going to be expecting a list. Okay, so set prop. So the thing is, that is gonna trip our changed thing here. So obviously color does exist inside the string colors. Yeah, I think the time has come to break this out. We're gonna say value equals the raw value. We're gonna have logic here if I'm gonna swap this around. So we're gonna say if it is color, we'll have something else in here. Color equals this, but we want hopefully this will hold true. We'll say colors first, and then we'll do an elif here. So if it does have colors, then it will handle it here, and if it's singular, then it will handle it down here. I think I almost want to just make a value there. And down here, we're going to be just passing value to it. I think I almost just want to make a convert list function. Pass that into this function, which does not exist yet, but we're about to go make it def. It would be a... I think it would be a list at this point, a color string list. Whoa. That's not what we need. So in this case, we want to pretty much just loop over it for color string in color string list. Then we want to say, well, we want to have a output list equals list. We want to go output list append convert color string turn output list. Had to get back to here. So the list of colors comes in, we pass it to this. It's going to give us the list of color strings comes in. We convert those to color values that we can pass them to here. I think it should work. Initialize the dot stars. So here we should be able to say color. No, not yet actually, because we didn't do it in the initialize. Yeah, that's not gonna work yet. So yeah, let's just initialize by the default. Start it up. It reset. Okay, go auto reload back off. Do I need to reset button once to get it to take effect? No. Just in case. Initialize dot stars. Oops, I didn't wait long. Initialize dot stars. Initialize the animation. Start the animation. For set prop here now, we should be able to change the colors. Valid property colors. Called colors. Colors here. It doesn't have the property. It doesn't have the property. So we yeah. Property. Can only set it. So we have catch 22. We can only set it in the initializer, and I did not update the code for the initializer, so we can't actually set it in the initializer. What is this doing? So this is when we init. We have gotten quarks. We have set color to none. We said if color is in the quarks, then set color to convert color. Delete the color out of quarks. That would be the string one. Save the auto write value, get the animation constructor. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. If colors is in the quarks, then convert list colors. Technically, it's going to store it in this thing, which is called color, but that's fine for now. We delete it out of quarks. It's technically in this thing, which is called color, which means this is technically true, which means... yeah, actually, that's where we get messed up, though, right? Because that's going to try to pass it for color, which is not what we want. I think, why don't we just put it back on quarks, right? It's already coming in on quarks. We're deleting it so that it doesn't get passed a second time from the destructuring, but then we're passing it by itself. If we just left it on quarks, then it would go to the right thing, I'm pretty sure. And that would mean that we don't need logic down here for colors versus color. It would also mean we could just get rid of this if statement and the else. Yeah, we don't even really need this. And it, okay, never. instead of deleting this, we could just overwrite it with the new one. Same thing here, but this time we do it with colors. We do not delete it. And down here, we just don't bother with this. We always pass in quargs. Quargs is now going to include color or colors. Since I turned off auto reload, we have to do this now. Initialize the strip. Suspiciously long time, but okay. Initialize. Oh, nope. This is where we need to go. Colors. Actually, a list though. Initialized. Maybe we should have like start true. Yeah, I think we should have that. That's like a really nice convenience thing, kind of like the blank before that we added to pixels so that we could like reset the canvas. It'd be really nice if you could like not need to send a second request if like you know you're gonna initialize it and start it. All right, I'll leave that for now, but obviously it doesn't exist yet, and I already initialized it, so it's too late anyway now, but we will start it with this. Nice, we got our custom colors. I think it would be cool if you could set the colors after the fact too, right? Is there a reason why that's not possible other than just the property doesn't exist, right? If we just add that, will it work? Go like property def colors self turn self colors. Property, no, that's wrong. Colors dot setter def colors new colors colors. Oh, we should probably update that. That's fine. Let's do that. Yeah. We update that color index. I don't know. Is it still going to be 0? I'm not sure. One cycle complete. No, this is changing it to. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it back to 0. Probably should do that. Okay. That's all we need. Pretty sure this is going to be calling into colors in order to get stuff. So as long as we update that here, it should change it, I think. Initialize dot stars. Initialize custom color chase. Start it up. We'll add yellow and blue to the mix. Nice. Oh, weird. It has Like a flip-flopping action going on. Huh. Did I mess it up? Doing that flip-flopping thing now. It was not doing that before. We shouldn't set the, we shouldn't have updated the... Yeah. Oh. I mean, this one does that too. Did it do that before? Did I make it do that? Maybe, did these already exist somehow? Did I like override something here and change the behavior? Or did it just do that before and I didn't notice it? That could be as well. Yeah, totally just did that before and I didn't notice it. The way it's like, they're like swapping back and forth. It's kind of interesting. Huh. So, okay, one more thing actually I want to try is, you know what we should probably have is like deinitializing. Like we really have any deinitialize functions like maybe we could say we want to throw the animation away and then you could initialize a new one with the same name. Put these out. It's going to be really hard to tell though because oh yeah, they do. I didn't notice it here before as well, but these totally do change colors. Like, if you watch the top row, it's blue when it comes on, and then it changes... Oh, actually, it slowly shifts. Now it's red when it comes on, and it changes to blue. Well, pink, I guess. Now it's actually red, and it's changing to pink. So it has like a slow color morphing effect going on over time as well, which I had not noticed the first time. But it does also have this color switching thing going where it's like switching green and yellow now on the top row, switching pink and blue on the next row. Yeah, thank you. Oops. Actually wanted the colors back. What happens if you init it again? I think it gives you an error. Animation already exists. Okay, let's add a start. Let's add the start argument to initialize animation. And then honestly, I'll probably be hanging it up soon after that. For now. Go all the way down to after when we have created the animation. Animation gets stored on this dictionary here. I say if start in gets JSON data, or what is it called? Rec data. start is in keys. Then we also are going to say if rec data start, so if it's actually true, we will we need to start it running by setting all of these things basically. Be nice if we could just reuse this function. We'd have to pass it like a full request object though, which is a little bit wonky. Basically, we need to set the current animation to the one we want to start, the current animation for that strip, and then we also need to set the mode for that strip to animation instead of pixels. And then those two things combined essentially result in the animation running. So if start is true, then we're basically going to do both of those things here. You have an animation ID already, so I think that should just work for us. Didn't restart though because of reload. Oops, I did any control C's. It dot stars. Okay, start true. Start not. Allowed to just have a random word. Unsupported keyword argument start. Okay, gotta run to the restroom. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. We do here. Animation, unexpected keywords start. 47. Did I put it inside of quargs? I did, but I didn't mean to. Oh, in fact, actually, there's already start up here. We should catch this and return a better error, though. This should be graceful, so let's fix that, too. A type error. So let's say when we call this, if we get a type error, I don't need that. Not sure if I can just say E or if I need to put it in the string like that. Yeah, I mean, technically, like, all of this stuff should be inside here. Okay, initialize, and then I'm going to keep the start inside quargs to test and see if our handler code works. Yeah, success, false, error, type error, initializing animation, unexpected keyword argument. Give me some extra slashes, but that's not too bad. Start. And so now we can see, hey, we passed a quargs of start. We weren't supposed to do that, but our server is still running. It didn't actually crash, which is nice. So we just, boom, change that, run it again. Fails a different way. Error. Animation 653. Okay, we can't do it before this stuff, though. Needs to be after this. This is actually just printing. I don't know. We don't really need that. I think because this wasn't done yet, this stuff failed before. There we go. Now we can initialize it and start it all with one request by just giving it start true outside the quargs. And if we give it invalid quargs, it will now give us a more human readable error. I don't think I ever did turn back on the color properties either. Yeah, I left these commented out, but and that didn't actually end up mattering. I don't know. We can toss up. I don't think it matters. Didn't seem to have any different behavior now that I've actually tried both. Carpentry projects staring at me now, immediately waiting to be done. Thanks for today's stream. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be taking off here as well. So thank you to everybody for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll catch you next time. I'll be back definitely on Friday for the deep dive. Should be back next week on Saturday as well for the stream. Might pop on sometime before then. You know how it goes. So I'll see you later. Yep. Thanks for hanging out as well. To you too, Paul SK.